Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Centennial Conference Corner. My name is Amber Thomas, and I am virtually alongside Will Baggett, founder of the Executive Image and the fourth speaker for our Pillars of Excellence series. How are you doing today, Will?
Hey, Amber, doing really well. Thank you so much for having me on. Really looking forward to this opportunity, and I couldn't be more excited about it in January here coming up.
I know it's coming up quickly.
Yeah.
Founder, you're a speaker, author. Can you tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Yeah. First and foremost, I like to regard myself as a servant, right? I love to serve other people. I'm a servant of my Lord and Savior, and I'm just a vessel through which He works here on earth. So it's very important to me from a faith perspective. However, in terms of what I do, I obviously work with student athletes in terms of personal branding, executive conduct, and how to look the part and act the part so they can ultimately become the part. That's what I'm all about. And it started about, I think, about 4 years ago. So coming upon a kind of a 4-year anniversary of everything. And I'm a native of Mississippi. I went to undergrad at Ole Miss, got my master's at Baylor University. And the crazy thing is, I actually kind of fell into doing this by walking to a room I wasn't supposed to be in. I heard some guy talking about, executive conduct and how you present yourself and these things. I'm like, man, that sounds like pretty cool. And I looked around the room. No one looked like me in the room, and they were all over the age of 50. So I'm thinking, how can this information be I guess massaged to where it can trickle down to the people that need it the most? And that's where the executive image was ultimately born. And here we are.
Now we are here.
Yeah.
Without giving away too much, our
Yeah.
session, the ABCs of Professional Presence, is next Thursday, January 21st from 7 to 8 p.m. Can you tell the students a little bit about what they can expect and why they
hmm
should sign up?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, the Commissioner Portia reached out, and she's been a lifelong friend and supporter. And I say lifelong for as long as we've been doing the presentations with Executive Image. She's been a supporter from day one. And so when she reached out, obviously I'm humbled to do what I love to do, and I couldn't turn the opportunity down because I know what kind of leadership she has about her qualities and how intentional she is about developing not only her staff but also student athletes within the member schools. So I thought it'd be a great just emergence of passions to be able to work with someone that I care about and I respect. So as far as what athletes can expect, high energy engagement. I'm going to keep you on your toes. I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to have you thinking a lot. So, I mean, you can be prepared for that. I mean, I really take a lot of pride in what I do and how I do it because, ultimately you want to make sure that your time spent is well spent. We want to make sure that you walk away with these outcomes as far as these ABCs of professional presence, which are appearance, behavior, communication skills, your digital presence, and your emotional intelligence. We're going to unpack each of these items at a high level and in fun and engaging ways. And I'm going to, have you guys talking to me, and I want to learn from you guys because one of the biggest thing about image, about how you present yourself, is it's about perspective. First and foremost, how you see yourself and how others perceive you on the other end of that. So keep that in mind. I won't give you too much more. And also, if you need some light reading prior to, I didn't mention it before, but my mentor and I wrote a book about 4.5 years ago called The Blueprint for a Successful Career. And it's really done well for us, but more importantly, it's really helped a lot of people. It's blessed a lot of people in their careers, and they can relate to it. I mean, I give you kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly to show how my mentor helped develop me into who I am today. Because without his leadership, I wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation. So we need other people, we need community, but in order to build relationships, you first have to present yourself well, right? Present yourself well, build relationships, your career takes off, and ultimately you'll never have to interview again because people will be calling for you when they hear that you do what you do at a really high level. And that's what we're going to accomplish in the presentation.
Sounds so good. Doing a little bit of a tidbit. So,
Okay.
the 4 years of college go by so
hmm
fast.
hmm
What can students be doing now? Just give us one piece of advice to
Yeah.
kind of set themselves apart.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we're in a different time now with COVID, but and again, so some things, some typical advice I would give may not be applicable in this sense, but you can still reach out. If you have interest in college athletics, every college athletics department, conference office has a staff directory. If there's something, someone has your dream job, you can reach out to those people, say, hey, can I set up 15 minutes to speak with you, learn about what you do, and you build a relationship from there. There's no time too early to start on that. It can be too late. If you're in your last semester of your senior year, and you could have been started in your freshman or sophomore years, getting those relationships built, getting internships lined up. You really want to get ahead of the curve. You really want to be proactive in that regard. So I really, really encourage, anyone to start building relationships. Another thing is when holidays come up, when you see things in the news, these are opportunities to reach out, especially if you have existing contacts, right? Think about how can I build organic relationships. Also, make sure you're checking in with people. Again, this is all going into one piece of advice. I know you said one, but make sure you're checking in with people when you don't want anything. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. If you don't hear anything else, reach out to people when you don't want anything. Just say, hey, I was thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. Hey, have a great Tuesday. And you'd be surprised what that does for you. And then down the road, you're looking for an internship or a letter of recommendation or someone make a phone call. They know you. They don't know of you. They know you. So that's what I would say.
Thank you, Will, for giving us some gems right before the session. Everyone, now is January 21st from 7 to 8 p.m. The link to register is in our bio at Centennial Conf and on our website, centennial.org. Before we let you go, though, we always have to do a couple get to know you questions.
All right.
So, are you
Let's
ready?
do it. I'm ready. Let's do it.
We're in the NFL time right now. What is your NFL sports team?
My NFL sports team is actually the Eagles.
Okay.
So, yeah, they just fired their coach like 30 minutes ago. So, yeah, we're looking for a new head coach now. We'll see what happens. But yeah, typically I roll with the Eagles. I was really excited they won the Super Bowl back in 2017, but took a little dip this year. But we'll see what happens. It's good to see Jalen, doing his thing, getting his opportunity at the quarterback position. So, so we'll see what happens next season and who the next coach is going to be.
Yeah, from a professional development standpoint, what are some podcasts or books that you recommend?
Yeah, I would say the first book that my mentor ever put in my hand was the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It changed my life because, again, a lot of what we do, in terms of what you want to advance in your career, you have to think about the psychological piece of it and the sociological piece of it, the psychosocial piece. If you can't reach people's hearts and minds, you're not going to build relationships. And you have to be genuine and authentic with that. You have to know how to really connect with people, know how to disarm, how to not get into disagreements and arguments, know how to have emotional intelligence, know how to move and shake, know how to maneuver, deal with different people. So How to Win Friends and Influence People was a great book for me. A couple others were Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. I would say the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and The Power of Habit. So those are some that have really changed my life. And I encourage anyone to read. I'm really big on self-help and personal development. And those are some that are really, really good. And I continue to lean on them and, go through my notes sometimes to just kind of refresh, and think about what they taught me, how they helped me in my career.
Giving us so many gems. You're actually my first interview of 2021.
Okay.
So what was your New Year's resolution?
New Year's resolution was to reach out to people when I think about them. So when someone comes across my mind, instead of just brushing it away, brushing it off, I'm gonna send them a text or give them a phone call, say, hey, you're on my mind. I'm not sure why. Just want to reach out to you and say hello. So kind of consistent with the advice I shared earlier, really being intentional about taking care of people. I mean, we've all been through a lot in the last year and a lot continues to still go on. And so you really have to let people know, hey, I'm thinking about you. I care about you. You have value, you have purpose. I'm here for you if you need to talk. And I think that goes a long way, especially in times like these. So that's been my resolution, is just be more intentional. And because you can get to a point, and I see it a lot in people's careers. When they get to a certain level, they kind of lose the hunger, they lose the thirst, they stop reaching out, they stop sending handwritten thank you notes, they stop connecting, you know what I mean? They just kind of get to a plateau. And so I kind of want to stay hot as best I can. I want to stay hot, stay motivated. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Will. We really appreciate you sitting down with the Centennial Conference Corner. Everyone, like I said, you can register now for the Pillars of Excellence Professional Development event. It's January 21st from 7 to 8 p.m. You can catch a new episode of the Centennial Conference Corner each and every week at centennial.org or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Centennial Conf. And until next time, I'll see you later.
See you
Bye.
guys. All right, thanks.